What's up everyone, Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. We got Cold Brew on the channel and we're gonna touch a bit of a sensitive topic, I would say, because I feel like Raid is coming at a crosspad where some things might just flop if they're not doing the things right. And the community here has been amazing, right? I can literally just walk in fire and say that the Raid Shadow Legends community is the best community out of pretty much every other community I've encountered in the gaming industry, in the gaming world. That's hands down me saying it. And I feel like we're at a point where a lot of creators stop doing content on Raid. A lot of creators are moving to different games, you know. A lot of creators started doing different games. So I'm kind of like thinking, what is happening? Is Plarium gonna drop in something serious this year to kind of like make up for all the trash that happened for the last 1 year or so? How are you guys feeling about it? Let us know in the comments down below as well, because I'm very curious. And I got Cold Brew on the channel to discuss the topic a bit today, guys, because I feel like both of us, we are in the same situation. Now I've seen everybody else, literally everybody else, is doing something else, and I'm just kind of like curious to understand a bit like what is the main thing that's driving all these people, you know. What's up, Cold Brew? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Yeah, I've noticed it's the trend lately with people doing other games as well at the same time as Raid. It's just the way that they feel like going about with their channels or making new channels and stuff. So it's interesting to think, yeah, like, will this affect Raid at all and how they make their decisions? Who knows, really?
I do think that they are at a point where they're downtrending a lot. Like, if I don't have right now anything to kind of like point it out and see, but they are definitely downtrending as a game Raid, you know. And it's been like this for the last few months, I gotta say. And it is upsetting in a way, because this is my main channel as well, right? Like, I want this game to last forever. I want it to succeed forever, to grow and grow and grow, basically, you know. But I feel like for quite a while, I've seen way too many people being like, that's it. I'm throwing the towel today. No more. That's it. Uninstalling. And I'm saying it in comments all the time, you know, not only on my videos, but just generally all around, even in Discords. And I have clanmates and lots of people from the community that I know for quite a while, you know, that they stopped playing. So I feel like they're definitely at a point like that. Like, we have you're doing content on a different game as well, right? You're doing Watcher of Realms. That's a new game that came recently out. And what I do want to point out about these games is that they're not the old typical Infinite Magic, Raid, Awaken Chaos era, Dragon Champions, those trashy games that are just copies of others and they're basically weak sauce graphics, no depth as a game, you know. These games are actually bringing in the hammer. They're bringing in the competition to Plarium, you know. Like, so far they enjoyed like what, 5 years of don't give a damn about anyone else because basically we're the best, nobody stands a chance against us. But I feel like those days are gone, you know. Like, a lot of us, we waited for these days because they do need to kind of like get their stuff on, you know. And Raid is an amazing game. It does have some amazing graphics, amazing mechanics. That's one of the main things, you know. A vast variety of champions. Like, I don't think there's any other game out there with such a big amount of champions. I don't know that Summoner's War, honestly, because I have no idea what's happening in that game. But that's another game as an example, you know, which is going in for a long time and is still successful and is nothing compared to Raid in terms of graphics or anything like that, right? Like, you can definitely say that there's a difference from the sky to the ground in between the games when we're talking about quality graphics, you know. And that game is going on for 10 years, still strong, you know. So that's what I would like to see for Raid as well.
Yeah, like everybody wants to see Raid growing and remaining relevant, and nobody, I think, wants a game that they might have spent so much time playing and also money. Many of us who play this game have spent a lot of money in the game thinking, okay, this is like a nice hobby to have, like this game. I put in some money every month. I'm enjoying this account, slowly growing it. It's a role-playing game where you develop your characters. You know, we play this game, and seeing this game have potentially like a downtrend is maybe worrying some people, saying, okay, did I waste all that? What is the company doing? And that's where people's frustration comes out sometimes.
Yeah.
But it was time that companies came out with games that are very, very competitive in terms of both the graphics and the animations, the quality of life that they have, everything. And with that, you can understand on how games like now Watcher of Realms, the Dragonair, which have only been globally launched the last couple of months, have really shown their teeth really in terms of competition to Raid. They're not gonna overtake Raid and Raid will die the next day, but they will take players away from them.
Yeah,
and
of course.
Watcher of Realms, I believe more so than Dragonair, because of some things like the graphics are very close, the way that the gearing is very close compared to maybe other games that people got used to. And yeah, as you said, I myself have a Watcher of Realms channel. I've been playing that game for 50 days or so. So I have a lot of experience in the game and I've been enjoying it. There's a lot of, developing your characters in there, and that's what the Raid people will enjoy. And I've seen others create channels in there as well. Avi Lee had a channel before me. There's other people who used to play Raid, like I think Dan Hillman.
Yep.
I think Murdering made a channel very recently.
Boomer, I've seen Boomer playing it. Mac Chan is not playing that one because he's not into tower defense, but he's playing Dragonair. I've seen Ash Hades start the channels for Watchers of Realms, so it's kind of like at a point where you're asking, what's happening, like Raid is still the most successful out of all of them, because is an older game and stuff, but seeing all these people kind of like moving, drifting away from it slowly, it's kind of like, are they planning to drop Raid completely if that's a massive success for them? If that's bringing them at a good step, are they planning to drop Raid? What's the whole idea behind it? Because we've seen a lot of creators quitting, like Dart Microtransactions stopped playing Raid completely. He went into different games, then he ended up playing Diablo. He exploded, right? Like massive success, big GGs to him. Awesome stuff, super happy for him. And we have other people that stopped doing content all around completely on Raid Shadow Legends, and there are quite a few of them. Jay Giggs almost dropped the game too, like I really thought that he was gonna drop it. Then he kind of like came back and said, look, I don't need a content creator program, I don't care what Plarium they're doing, so I'm just gonna do a free-to-play channel. Then I've seen recently Matt Capper kind of like saying, look, Plarium asked people to don't talk about selling accounts and stuff. I'm not sure exactly what happened because I didn't pay attention that weekend. I know because Mac Chan, I think, put a video out or something like that.
Mac Chan mentioned, I think in one of his videos.
And then I don't know, was something that Matt Capper was saying that Hell Hades had to take his video down, so I would assume Hades made a video after in kind of like reacting to it or something. I'm not 100% sure, but I've been a bit off topic with what's happening in Raid and their actual developers for the last 1 week or two because I'm busy with other stuff. But it's kind of like, I don't need them, like Matt Capper coming out saying, I don't need them, I'm gonna do whatever. I can do my free-to-play account however I want anyway, and I feel like there's a lot of people kind of like slowly drifting away, and I feel like mainly, man, it might be just me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below as well, guys, but it might be to do with the quality of the content that they released for the last 1 year or so. I know we discussed this in a recent video where we were talking about Doom Tower and other awesome content. We haven't got any of that in a long time, like we haven't got any awesome content in the game to be like, wow, this is amazing, I really want to grind this, I really want to make teams for this in a while. And I feel like it started with Hydra. Hydra was, if I remember, you remember it as well at the beginning, Hydra was so bad. Like nobody liked Hydra at the beginning, and people were saying, Skratch, you're not doing any videos. Worse. I was like, bro, I would love to do videos on Hydra, but nobody watches them. People don't care about them, and slowly that changed a bit. The interest grew a bit more once they fixed a bit the whole Hydra system and stuff, but it definitely wasn't very well received. And then we just got Iron Twins Fortress with the Awakening, very bad as well. The rewards are trash. If you're farming that dungeon, you're barely getting anything out of it, Then you have the Sand Devils Necropolis, which again can be just trash and very expensive, very hard dungeons. They're not intended at all for the majority of people to complete them. I know they kind of like made them very end game, but I feel like just because they've made that specific content very end game, I don't personally think that that has a better retention for end game players, because what happens there is the element of frustration. While the whole Plarium system works on frustration, the player building more frustration in the idea of him spending money to release some of the frustration by being able to complete particular stages that he was not able to complete before. And I don't think it creates a better player retention for endgame players just because of that fact, because you do the Ascension, flat HP, and you're like...
It sucks.
What do you think about the whole thing, then?
You're like, oh my god, I just wasted all that energy for this, and you're disappointed, and you're like wondering, is it really worth all the effort to build the team, make it as close to 100% as possible to have a win rate that's, you know, worth the farm, and then barely there's RNG upon RNG with everything, and you get disappointed.
Yeah, it's just not preserving the value of all the resources that you farm, like preserving the value of artifacts. Then all these blessings getting more powerful and more powerful with their buffs and everything else, you know, is definitely feeling a bit like, yeah, is not the best feeling. So I am a bit kind of like, whoa, what's happening? All the creators, are they all moving from Raid slowly? Are they all drifting away from it? And how I mentioned, this is 100% the best community out of any other game out there, you know. And I'm just a bit like, is it happening? Is that what's happening? Is this coming to an end or something with Raid? You know, if they're not stepping up with this PvE content that they're intending for this end of the year, you know, I feel like it's gonna get way worse than this, man. And this year we only have a few games coming out, right? We had Watcher of Realms, Dragon of Air that just got released a few days ago, King Arthur coming pretty soon, and even though they are not exactly the same, the graphics are top notch. And once you're doing their campaigns, you know, and you're done with the clicking on the open world map, the games are the same. Farming dungeons, getting better gear, getting better heroes. So it's gonna be the exact same principles, you know, and the graphics look much, much better than any other games that were coming before. So think about what's gonna come next year, you know. So they're definitely at a point where, okay, are we continuing to basically keep players engaged? Are we focusing on player retention, or we're still focused on profit mode only, and whatever happens, and when we need to kill Raid, we just kill Raid and drop it completely and move over to the next game, you know? Because they did mention they have something in the back pocket.
It might be what you're saying. It might be what you're saying, that maybe Raid is planning something else, like planning a new game for 2024, 2025. They probably are. They're a big. They have big other games in their in all the games that they have big games like Mech Arena is a big game that they are currently also pushing. I see ads for that sometimes. So I can't think I can't think that they are not planning for the replacement of Raid in the future. They're a company, they want to stay relevant. They're not going to stay relevant with just the one game. They're going to launch something else in the future that might be, you know, worth it.
Yeah.
So
you think they'll be interested to go in kind of like in the PC sort of gaming? I feel like the gaming industry evolved so much, and this is in a negative way. I don't think this positive. I remember the days when you used to either buy a game or download the game cracked, but that was it. You got the game and that was it. Okay, you got the game, $20, $50, whatever the price it was. You played it, you had a couple of updates maybe, and that's it. Now the games come in the following way. Special mode, the special edition, this edition, blah blah blah. Get this if you pre-order. Then you're getting a new patch, which is a new expansion. Then you're getting expansion number 1500, and you spent 1000 in the game already, which is the same game. And these are all the AAA games, guys. Then they start putting in microtransactions with skins or consumables, things that don't really affect your performance as a player. And that's how all the games are in 2023. So the next thing that I've seen that most of the companies do nowadays, and it all started from Fortnite, right? Cross-platform games. So I don't think any company that will be in Plarium shoes will make just a PC game when they can milk the cross-platform
everybody.
space. When they can milk
everybody. They want to give access to everybody.
Now. And this started with Fortnite, the very first company that put a game cross-platform on mobile, PC, Xbox. Crazy, right? Like, was such a massive step, And now all the mobile games, they do PC clients. The main reason why, because they're getting they're not paying tax to Google or anything like that, so it's worth it for them. They get a massive value out of it. Like that, some of them, they are advertising them on Steam, they are advertising them on other gaming stores, and some of them, like Plarium, which I think you can only get it from their website. And recently, with all the drama with the bans, before I learned that you can get Plarium Play from the Microsoft Store, which I had no idea that you can do that. So you're not gonna find it on Steam or anywhere else like that,
They have it on the Epic Game Store, I think. Also.
Do they? Ah, okay.
But it's I think it's something very unique that if you download Raid on the Epic Game Store, you can only play the account you make there. I think it's something like that, something very, very unique I've never seen before. I haven't tried it. I only read about this, which is I was wondering, like, how does that even work?
Yeah, it's strange actually.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense to require an Epic Games account to play Raid. But yeah, I totally agree with what you said. These companies want to make games so that any player out there, any person out there who plays game will have access to it, so they can spend on it. So they're not making just a PC game. They're making mobile games. They make games for even Nintendo Switch that shouldn't be on Nintendo Switch. So I don't know if you've heard about this, but that game that is coming out soon, I think Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 1.
Mortal Kombat 1. It's coming out on PlayStation and on PC. It has nice graphics, but they're also launching it on Nintendo Switch. And the person was showing some clips from playing the game on Nintendo Switch, and the graphics there, it's like 15 years ago, because it's not a machine that can
run that game.
Run that game, but they are still trying to launch it so that they can sell it to people and get money. So these companies are, it's not just Plarium, it's all of these companies.
Yeah, of course, even your baker will try to sell this bread to everybody. It's normal. Like, if I would be selling something, I'm not, but I would try to sell them to everybody. I'm trying to put my videos out there for everybody, The more people, the better for me, basically, So that's the main thing as well. Like, when games are kind of like flopping, you're a bit like, okay, what's happening? Because at the end of the day, a lot of us have this as the main job, the main source of income, in a way or another. So you're like, okay, do I need to start looking towards something else maybe? Is it just a moment? Is it just kind of like a wave? We've seen waves like this before, but never with so many creators kind of like spreading out and all being like, the next thing as well, we gotta admit it, guys, and probably you guys see it as well, top 10 champions, best champions, worst champions. How many times can you do the exact same video, just the flop? You cannot do it at an infinite amount, And because there is no high value content in the game that actually requires us and you guys, the players, to think about it, to wanna play it.
Be refreshing,
Yeah, to be refreshing, because the old dungeons are something that nobody cares about, Not many people want to do them. So
normal dungeons.
Yeah, not the normal, just the new ones that they added with the empowerment, the awakening, Not many people want to do those. So because of it, the views, if you would do a video on those, they won't work good. And it's kind of like, well, I don't want to do that because people don't care about it, It's, at the end of the day, I'm not doing videos just because Plarium did new content. If people don't want to watch it, I won't do it. Same, you can see as well, even the news that they're dropping, they're always the same. They have no flow, no charisma. They're like, we don't want to bother with it anymore.
They have no thoughts in what they put out. They don't have any unique ideas to refresh things on how they are. They have a set schedule. They've learned that, we'll do 2x, 10x. In between, we'll do a 1+1. We'll do a 10x. We'll do a 2x, 10x. We'll do a
and that's it. Nothing new. Like,
it's like the portal will stay shining and glowing every single day for all players out there. That's the goal, basically.
Yeah, but you can find so many different new ways on how you can do it, man. Like, it's just elevate, basically.
I know,
you know?
I know. We were saying this on the last call up we did on my channel, right? We were talking about champion training and how we would get champions from that, and they haven't went with different events or tournaments to shake things up. The only thing that they've ever done to shake things up a little bit was the not the tournaments, but the faction tournaments. That is a way to shake things up a little bit, where you have to use a specific faction. But the rewards there,
they're so
suck.
bad, yeah.
The rewards there suck, and they've never tried to do something different with events or tournaments to shake things up a little bit. Let's say, you know, forge items. If you forge items, you get points. If you go and farm the campaign, you get points. If you beat arena with, just do multiple things within the game to get points, not just one thing or two things. Champion training, or just farm arena. Just do multiple things, make it like a huge thing to promote, and you'll have the content creators talking about it, and there'll be champions as rewards. There's a lot of things you can do. It's just that they don't feel like doing it. It's just not worth going outside their schedule, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's not that they cannot do it. It's not that they don't know how to do it. It's not that they're stupid. It's just not worth it for them to do it, basically. I would assume that's the main thing, how you mentioned as well. They just don't care to do
it's
it,
like, why risk having your developers stop working on, let's say, this other game, or stop working on the champions we'll be releasing in June 2024?
Yeah,
because you can bet they are already preparing for 6 months from now for the champions launched in October, December. They work on these stuff 6-12 months before, for sure. So they can't get those guys to say, oh, we need to develop a new tournament for the last weekend of September. Like, they don't care. They have that already in the game, and they move on with other stuff.
100%. Like, they've done turn-based tournaments and other things like this, but they're not as impressive. But yeah, guys,
it's like the same thing as just normal tournaments. Those,
I know, yeah. Pretty much. It's just a bit harder maybe for some other people to complete.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But guys, that was pretty much all for the video. I do feel that a lot of creators are kind of like drifting away from Raid. Some of them stop playing Raid completely. Some of them will probably stop playing Raid completely in the near future. And it is, in a way, the way the world works. You're not gonna do something to the infinite. You're not gonna do something forever, you know. Right? I just feels like right now is at a point where it's just such a common thing. Every day or every second day, somebody else doing it, you know. And you're like, oh my god, is the apocalypse coming, you know, for it, you know? Because in a way, a lot of people, you see, they're saying, well, I've only stuck around with Raid because of the community, because of you guys making the videos and stuff. A lot of people are saying that, you know, so it's all kind of like interconnected in a way or another, you know.
Yeah. It's all connected together. The community, like, we as creators, without the community, we wouldn't be able to do anything.
Of course.
We wouldn't have the views that we get every single time we post, because the community we build trust with the community. Whenever we post a video, they say, okay, Skratch does good content, I'll watch him next time he posts a video. Or Cold Brew does, you know, a bad video, oh, I'm gonna think twice before going to Cold Brew, right? So that's how they see it. It's without us and the community, both things work together, and the game is just, who knows what the game will bring. I hope that the game lasts for another 5 years, 10 years, but will it? I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see, guys.
I wish I knew the future. I would play a lot.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let us know, are you playing any of the new games that are coming out? Watcher of Realms, Dragonair, are you planning to look into King Arthur? Or let us know other games that are out at the moment, or anything like that, you know? But that was all for the video. Appreciate all of you guys watching. Much love, stay safe, and I'll catch you all soon in the next video. Peace.